Chad?
Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to Aquarian Anarchy. While everyone is being distracted and bullied by governments, the media, and corporations, never forget that the most important people in your life are your family. And we would like to thank everyone who tunes into this podcast every week because we know that you, too, are our family. And we love you for that, and we welcome you once again to Aquarian Anarchy. Gentlemen, how was your Christmas? Voodoo Santa Claus, I see you up there.
It was fantastic, man. I want to first kind of apologize to everybody for missing for the most part last weekend. I was in the chat a bit, but that's just we were on the road back from Illinois last weekend. Started our Christmas with venturing to Michigan for a funeral memorial service for Amber's uncle, so we got to see family, and of course I got to talk about freedom, but we can get into that in a little bit later. And then I wound up in Illinois at Amber's family doing Christmas. But
so you didn't want to like, hey yo, like grew a sprout of wings like a flying squirrel and flew over to where you were at and be like, what's good?
But I was near Terre Haute, dude. I was like farther away from you than I am now.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. All right, well,
right.
Well,
I was in Paris, Illinois.
There's a Paris, Illinois?
Right.
Damn, there's a Paris damn near everywhere.
Look, I've been in Illinois about all my life and never knew that there was a Paris, Illinois. But you know, you learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen.
For sure.
Hell, Texas has a Paris. Nicco, how was your Christmas?
It was Christmas, you know. Well, I had a good time. It was a good breakfast with my moms. My brother is in Texas right now, or back from Texas. That's why I got her dog.
Marcus is either hot or he's showing off his fresh cut that he got.
Oh, he had to. Hey, is it okay if I call it the
brushing his hair with a beard comb? What the hell are you doing, man?
I know, because it's all I got.
Anyway, sorry, Nicco, continue.
No, you good. Had breakfast over at my mom's. Sister came late as usual. I mean, we were 15 minutes late, but that's like on time with like black people time, CPT time. So, and then like we chilled, got a few presents. It was solid. Then came back, did my hellos and Merry Christmas, niggas. I did those a few times. And then I had dinner over at my aunt's, and I chilled and parlayed with my cousins for the rest of the night. How about you?
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh no, it was good. It was
with the 14-foot Santa.
Yeah, 14-foot Santa had a good day. Yeah, Santa was a lot nicer to my kids than he was to me. Santa just like dipped into my wallet and stole a bunch of shit, but you know how it is.
What he usually do?
No. So listen. So
hey, isn't Santa technically a thief? Like he comes in your chimney.
So let me break something down for everybody real quick, because I like there's been a lot of disparagement of the celebration of Christmas and of the idea, the concept of Santa Claus. I gotta push back a little bit. All right, I gotta come at this from the standpoint of like what it's like to bring kids up and like have them like have that sense of like awe and joy and like a contemplation of something unfathomable, supernatural, and like outside of like the normal, like you can prove it with your with your senses. Like there's a certain level of belief that comes in that, and I think there's value in that. So I understand like some of the stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like I appreciate the whole like Dick Gregory perspective of like, how am I gonna, my mom worked her ass off, working 3 jobs and everything. She's gonna tell me that a white man broke into our house and dropped off presents that we know she paid for. Like, okay, I get it. I understand completely. Like I can totally get that vibe. At the same time though, growing up and then like watching, like as I watched my kids go through the process of like maturing to the point where they're like, yeah, look, I know what's up. All right, it's all good. Now they get to participate in bringing like that joy and that sense of wonder to their younger siblings. And then like as my youngest one is starting to come, now it's like he's looking at his like younger cousins and things like that. And then as you get to have kids of your own, then you start to get to do that for them. And like, like it's in a certain sense, it's like, I don't know that you could create if you told your kids, hey, look, if you're really good, I'm going to get you some stuff. There'd be like all kind of demands put on you. There'd be like this weird sort of energy of like, I expect certain things. I asked for this stuff on my list and you better get it. And they'd be pestering your ass for it and everything. With this, it's like, look, I don't know what the hell's coming. I don't really deserve anything, but like whatever Santa Claus brings is what he brings. There's a certain level of like a mirroring of like God's love and approach to us in that I have a respect for, and then I think like helps to kind of build that that sort of ability to explain that shit to my kids and everything, because I know as that stuff's going through that it's like completely unconditional, because I know that I'm not getting credit for it, and it's just I'm doing it because it's for them and their joy that they experience and that they receive. And there comes like a sense of like, I don't know, like there's no expectations placed on it. There's no standards that they're holding anyone to or anything like that. Everything that happens is like, holy crap, this is awesome. Thank you. So, whatever, that sort of thing. And I know it's me. I don't need anybody else to like tell them. And then when they get older, because now I know, like, there was a time I was like 10 years old, maybe 9, something like that. And kids had started talking around school, right? And
talking that shit.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So like I'm hearing about the attic, the garage, there's all these different places where this shit could be hidden, and it's all bullshit. My family, my parents are just kind of pulling the wool over my eyes, right? So I'm, these thoughts are starting to kind of creep in. And it like rains all night Christmas Eve. That's what it does in Louisiana. Like we get rain. We don't get white too. Christmas. We just get rain, and it's fucking miserable. Or it's like right now, like it's 85 degrees outside. It's horrible. Like it's like, is it even Christmas? It feels like summer. My daughter was asking if we could go swimming today. I was like, all right, so the water's still 40 degrees because it was cold 3 weeks ago, but and it hadn't warmed up that much yet because the sun's not out long enough. But it's hot as balls outside. Okay, so it was kind of like that, like raining, although it was like 45 degrees or something like that. My mom apparently was bringing like hot chocolate to my dad all night. So I wake up Christmas morning. There's a swing set outside. A swing set that wasn't there the day before.
For sure. Magic.
You know how hard it is to put one of those fuckers together, let alone at midnight in the dark.
Right.
With a flashlight in the rain when it's 40 degrees.
Right.
So when I woke up that morning, that Christmas morning, and I'm looking outside, and I'm like at that point where it's probably like the last time I believe in the last Christmas I believe in Santa Claus, or maybe like the second to last, something like that. And I look out there and I'm like, you know what? The kids at school were saying that y'all put this shit in the closet, in the attic, in the garage, whatever, but there's no way y'all could have fit that swing set in the attic. And that was it for my dad. My dad was just like, it was worth every minute out there, right. Like it's because just to be able to bring that sort of sense of like wonder magic. For magic, right? That wonder for magic and the supernatural and the things that human eyes and ears and senses cannot contemplate or understand. And so there's a certain part of that I think like has value, and that's all. That's my pushback to the people who shit on the idea of Christmas and Santa Claus as I have celebrated it my whole childhood.
Right. I love you, Chad, but these are Christian problems. I've always been pagan, so none of this was any of my problem. I didn't give a fuck about all that. For me, it's set up. For pagans, they don't have to deal with it. The spirit of Christmas, the embodiment of Christmas is Santa Claus, or what the pagans would have called the Holly King. It is exactly the same. It's all Santa Claus, and he is the spirit of Christmas. Because I practice voodoo, that spirit of Christmas takes a hold of a motherfucker sometimes, and they fill their goddamn living room with a bunch of shit. and I don't care. I don't care at all if it is just somebody who feels for their kids and wants them to have a little bit extra, has that feeling like you did, Chad, to introduce wonder and magic into their lives and the beauty and happiness that comes along with that. That's wonderful. Or if it is a spirit, a mirror, a mask, a face of God that comes to us and takes us over at this time of the year. I don't care which one it is. I don't care, because what it brings with it is hope, love, the possibility that everything's going to be all right, that things are wonderful in the world. I've experienced the exact kind of magic that you're talking about with your dad, with the swing set, with my family. Anya has a thing with a donut. She got one year, she got a donut that she picked out for our, because every year one of our traditions has been to pick out a donut. Well, there's no way. I don't have the ability to make donuts. I don't. I just don't. But she was just enamored by this ornament that she put on the tree. Just so happens, Santa Claus, I do not have the ability to bring this. Amber does not have the ability to bring this. Just saying. I cannot create donuts. But just by chance, donuts, now they happen to be from a local independent donut maker, but that just happened to land on our table on Christmas. They were fresh donuts that looked exactly to the T of the donut that she had on the tree.
That's magic shit right there.
That's magic. Now, I don't care how it happened. What I care about is that it happened. And that hope and that love and that ability to transcend is worth $1 million. There is a reason why in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis that they took them to, in the story, it's winter all the time,
right,
with no Christmas. They have to make that one thing. And what they took out, the first thing that was given in that story to those children in that story was Christmas. The first thing they got back was hope. And I think
Nicco,
we need some.
Nicco, what? Because I apologize. I kind of went on a little rant there. Push it back on you, what you're talking about with Santa and Christmas and everything. But what was your experience growing up with Santa, and do you have a different perspective? Because I know Dick Gregory being one of your ancestors.
I would like to say hold on, Luna. If you don't take your go.
Is that a dog or a cat?
Dog.
Right.
You can't tell a cat to go. She's gonna look at you.
I was gonna say,
fuck you on, bro.
Your hope is lost.
Christmas is different when like you just awake to life in a 2-parent household. So one in my mom was like, yeah, little nigga, I made this. Like I brought this to you. But she didn't like necessarily do that until like after I was probably like 7 or 8. That was probably the best Christmas I had, because it's like I didn't really like necessarily celebrate or have recollection of celebrating Christmas for a while. But when my dad and my stepmom got together and we had Christmas over there, and that was the Christmas where it was like decked to the T. And there was nothing but happiness and holly jolliness and the Christmas spirit. And I remember I went to a Catholic school at one point. Catholic, Christian. I don't remember. It was a school where we learned about Jesus. And
we're Christians too, by the way. Us Catholics.
Yeah.
We believe in Jesus.
But
I always find that distinction interesting. Anyway, it's
I remember there was like it filled me with so much joy because I share the same name as him, but no H. Like we not hoes out here, just Nicholas. You feel me? So it's like we were in class watching one of those cheesy old Santa Claus movies, and they threw candy canes in our shoes. They had us take it off, and they threw candy canes in our shoes, and I was like, this is what Christmas is about. I get free shit. Like I get a lot of free shit.
yeah.
So
For sure.
like it continued to like snowball into like until what is it, a plateau, if you will. Until that one Christmas we got like 2 GameCubes, one from our mom, one from our dad. Or actually, let me run this back. The first time we really celebrated, got a Dreamcast.
Oh damn!
And, yeah.
Oh Sega, what were you like 3? Damn, that was like
uh,
Sega Dreamcast was like 99, 2000 or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was probably at 4 when we
right.
when like my brother and I were playing it, and
I was working at CompUSA when that thing came out. That's how far back that was.
So we had gotten so many games, but the one game that stuck out because my mom didn't know necessarily what ratings were. She got us a South Park go-kart game.
Oh, shit. Oh God!
So we break it out.
You should have been playing that for 10 more years.
Look, my friend. I was cursing when I came out the womb. That's how corrupted I was.
Same.
Okay. So, I just remember Cartman saying "fuck" like after he crashed into a cart, and one of our step cousins went to go snitch. Ooh, their game had said a bad word. Man, they took that shit so fast from us, and like I still don't know where that Dreamcast went till this day. Like we had at least like E and like T games. They could have at least taken the disc out, but they took the whole system. So yeah, but nonetheless, it was still something that like we had so much joy around. And the next Christmas we got 2 of our GameCubes, and we spent dinner with my mom or breakfast with my mom, and afterward we went over with our dad, and it was a great time. It was a great experience to be able to be filled with that kind of joy. Like I said, the school kids didn't get to me. My mama got to me first, because she one year she was like, create this Christmas list, and she gave me a magazine. That's where she fucked up, because with that magazine I wanted
that was the shit though back in the day when you got the catalog and you got to go through and circle shit you
Sears.
Sears catalog.
My mom was smart though. She was like, all right, here's the deal. You get $50. And you had to go through that thing. And now, granted, this was like in the 80s, so like $50 went a little bit of a way, but it would not get me the G.I. Joe hovercraft. Not hovercraft, the aircraft carrier. They had an aircraft carrier. It was like $120 just by itself, which is like $1,000 today.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
Inflation
was huge. It was awesome. I went and tried to look for that bitch on eBay. It was like $380 or something like that, just on eBay 20 years ago.
That's a shiv in the pockets right there. But we went through catalog, and there was like these connectics where basically you'd be able to connect and create like whole roller coasters with magnets and shit.
With magnets,
like
that stuff's cool.
I was like, that was like my go-to. And then it didn't show up that Christmas. And I was like, I got like a little like action figure Batman, but it was the purple one. I'm like, I don't want this old nigga. I want like the more modern like Batman. And then my mom was like, son, I try, and she got emotional. Around this time, my mom goes through a tough period because she lost her mom around this time. So like the holiday joy isn't necessarily the most joyful, if you will. But prior to that, like, and going in depth with those emotions, I was like, damn, Mom. Well, I ain't cursing my mama, but I was like, dang, Mom.
Like, you did. Cartman taught you to curse at her.
Right? Cartman's like,
so we
Mama,
what the fuck? Right. So I wasn't able to necessarily like get the things that I want. But what she
Right.
really instilled into me after breaking down that Santa Claus wasn't necessary, was just kind of a figment, was
Mhm.
is that like, yo, son, you know, I I know you're appreciative of these gifts, because if you weren't, you would have been that little brat and tossed them and threw them away and never touched them
Mhm.
again. But it really ingrained the appreciation for gaining gifts, and not just gaining gifts, but the family time.
Mhm.
Because those are where like the biggest holidays around this time is when Haitians just really ramp it up, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's like,
Gambala.
you feel me? And we had all the time to like really just, over the time of automatically being grateful, to like understanding what true gratefulness is,
Mm.
and the lack of expectation we learned from a
Mhm.
young age,
Mhm.
because uh she is like, I don't want to keep disappointing you guys because I'm not able to get these certain things. And my brother and I didn't ask for shit necessarily from our pops, because it's like, you know, he'd be able to get whatever and then just
Right.
call it a day, you know. But it was more of a joyful Christmas time with my mom, because it's like, it's my mom, and it's like we found it more of a I guess solidified family.
Mhm.
Granted, there wasn't necessarily that male figure, but our dad was still there, you know.
Yeah.
So uh, it really instilled certain uh, properties in my life that carry me through today, you know. And then when I got older, you and understanding that like Christmas is a, how do you put it, a purported thought that's pushed upon the younger crowd.
Mhm.
When you get older and you just start to get like socks and like some hugs and kisses, you know,
Right.
it, shit, like this is what like my younger self would have been pissed off about. But you know what? I needed some socks.
That's
I
right.
needed some
That's
Right.
right.
socks right now.
Right. I don't
So
have to buy none now.
you feel me? So like I'm
Bro,
like,
I got a gift card to a meat market. I was like, hell yes.
Right.
you
Like,
feel me?
I'm
Look,
gonna get some ribeyes.
I just got me a scratch off yesterday for the first time, and like the first two cards didn't hit, but the third card gave me $10, and I was like,
Hey.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
because it's like it's free
Fucking
money.
the weed that's in this fucking was given to me by Raven. This is a
Mhm.
wrap that makes it, it's one of those buttons in it you push and makes
Other
it
way,
taste.
Marcus, put it in the middle so we can see it. There you go. There you go.
So
Is that a
and
king hemp?
yeah, this is one you this is
I never
banana.
knew that.
It's
I never.
banana flavored, dude. It's fucking amazing. So
I've
that's
always known
my
those little
kids got me
bitches
for
and never popped
So
them.
that's what I was going to actually say. So Nico, when you're talking about, because you're at that age where you're transitioning from like when in your teen years, when like you were coming out of where it's all about everybody giving you stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to now you're starting to enter into that. You know, you I'm sure you've been giving gifts and stuff like that for a while. What's up,
I'm a
Vic?
nigga. I don't tip.
Um,
No, I'm just kidding.
but I'm just saying, like where you're giving gifts to your friends and your
Yeah.
family, giving stuff to your mom and dad. Whereas like when you're 3 and 4 and 5, you're like no, it's about me. You giving me stuff.
Like,
But it teaches so because I want to say this because there's a couple of things. Dutch said Christmas teaches kids to grift. I don't disagree to a certain extent.
for
And then he
sure.
also said that the magic is great, but it sets the mind up for tricks. And so I just want to say, like, I don't disagree with that in a certain context. Like when parents are letting the commercialism and the system and the whole like propaganda machine be the way that stuff gets conveyed to the kids, it can be like that, very much so.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
as you become a parent, you have a choice. You can feed into that, or you can have everything take a step back. My kids have been buying now. Granted, we're fucking paying for this stuff, but my kids have been getting presents for each other. Like one of their biggest things that they like to do is we go to the store and they get stuff for each other, and they've been doing that since they were little bitty. And we had to like hide, like we go to one end of the store with one end of the store with the other one, and you'd have to like hide. It was really hard. Like you have to like put put shit on top of it in the store so that they couldn't see what was, so you could kind of do it as a surprise, but because you didn't want to like do like 5 different trips or whatever.
Right.
But it kind of, just like anything else, any tool or anything else like that, any symbol, any icon or anything that can be used to be, I don't know, a foretaste of like the supernatural, or it can be something that brings, I don't know, chains and shackles too, like where you let yourself get deep into debt over some stuff or anything like that. If you come at it from a spirit of service, then in a certain sense, like the appreciation that happens on that Christmas morning is as much watching your siblings and your parents and watching the kids when you have your own kids open their stuff and getting joy out of watching them be made happy, as it is from being like, I kind of pissed everybody off for the last couple of weeks because they were like, what do you want? And my mother-in-law was like, Chad, I really need to get you something. I was like, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Like, it's fine. Don't give me anything. She's the one who got me the gift card to the meat market, by the way. Shout out to my mother-in-law. She knows right where to hit me, right in the stomach. But she knows I like to smoke the brisket and fry the turkey and all that stuff too.
I thought you were gonna say ganja, and you've been hiding it.
Yeah, no. But so it was funny because she's like, I was like, you don't need to get me anything. She's like, yes, I do. You're nice. I was like, well, thank you so much. I'm nice. I've been married to your daughter for 25 years. I'm glad I'm nice.
But you're nice. You're just nice.
But it was kind of funny. It was adorable. So that was kind of the thing. Like, I'm in a place where like, this is cool. Like, all right, so look, I got to show everybody. So this is I got this little stream deck that helps me go through stuff for the show. Y'all can't see it over here. That's kind of the point, is that I just have to punch stuff over here, and I can mute my mic and I can turn my camera off. So you're like, watch, I can do this. Can
you do the like little sounds? Q like
I don't have sound set up yet, but I'm gonna move towards that. StreamYard
watch out, y'all.
StreamYard has to get the soundboard feature set up and everything, but that will be hopefully something we'll be able to pull off here soon. Nice. But anyway, my point is, I really was like in a place where like I kept saying like all I want is like just to chill and like spend time with y'all. That's all I want. Like I want to like, I like making candy. I get like chocolate. I melt chocolate and I do like peanuts and pretzels and all this kind of stuff and everything. I'd always do the peanuts last, because that way if I give anybody pretzels or anything like that, I don't have to worry about peanut allergies or anything like. And so I always ask people like, hey, look, y'all got any peanut allergies or anything? Because this is the stuff that I made before I made the peanuts. And then after that, it's just peanuts. But anyway, that's kind of how I have. And that comes from growing up in a family that practiced Christmas celebration in that way.
Yeah.
Where as I have become an adult, I don't care about me getting stuff. I care about like bringing joy to people and trying to help people to enjoy. And really, like, the biggest thing I want to get out of the whole thing is I want some time where I'm not like grinding my ass off at work, and I just get to chill for a change and just spend time with my family, spend time with my friends. Like, I am here.
Chilling, did you get to chill, or did you have to play James Bond and duck through some red yarn?
No, bro. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie though. I got quite
that sounded
epic
fun once.
So like, look, it's as tough as everything was. That I'm playing hard to get Christmas gift. Yeah, right. That's right. No, I'm not. I really not. I don't care. Like, it's not about me. So I got a PS5 for my kids back in October. I went and found like this. There's this guy who, like, he was putting shit out and he was getting like. So anyway, so my boys, we did the yarn thing, and they like. So I had it where the yarn went like away from each other, and then they like crossed each other's paths, and they went back, and then they end up in the same door in the closet by the foyer, by the front door, and they end up in there. So I have a little video clip,
nice
of it, but they were. It was kind of a kick-ass moment. They were blown away because it it was not something that they expected. Like my youngest one asked for one a year ago. And I was like, "Yeah, that's impossible." Like it's first of all, like there aren't any. Like it's damn near impossible to find one. Second of all, if you do find one, you have to pay like $1,500, and I'm not fucking doing that. No,
right?
Like
That's
there's
too
no
much.
way in hell. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. And so I was like, you know, this year I was like, you know what? They didn't really like. He asked for some of like the tiniest little like nothing. He's like, I want some better shorts. I want some different socks for basketball, and all, you know, he was actually asking for socks and clothes and stuff like that. And so and like a pop socket was like the little thing that you put like on the back of your phone, like that little bullshit. Yeah,
I'll take you to $5 and below. Come on.
Exactly. I was like,
Right.
damn, I get to go to the Dollar General and do this shit. All right, let's go. So anyway, so that was like, and it was funny too because like they already apparently have 2K22 on the PS4. I've had that for like 5 years or something like that. My wife got that for me a few years back, and I didn't know that it transferred over. But anyway, so like I got them 2K22 for PS5, and that was like on top of the thing. So like they open the thing up, they open that game up first, and they're like that, they're like, wait a second, this is a PS5 game. Like, why would you hang on a second? Like
Did you bamboozle us?
Exactly. So when they opened it up, it kind of blew up, and that was awesome. And we got my daughter. She moved out. She's living in her own apartment, so we got her a little Roku TV.
I thought y'all were gonna say a suitcase.
Yeah, no,
like that.
Shit, no. But that was like, that's like the highlight of the whole like day yesterday for me, was like giving them that stuff and seeing how they reacted to it, right? You know, and obviously like for them, I guess that's their highlight. But they were also like, after that was the first thing that we did, because normally, like I told you, Nicco, last week, normally what we do is that yarn thing is the first thing, and it's usually some like, I don't know, like it might be like a thing of socks, or it might be like a book, or some like $15 game or something that we got on clearance or something like that.
It's a beginning.
It's never a big gift.
Yeah.
And this year we kind of switched it up. We're like, all right, we got like, these are some pretty monstrous gifts. Let's switch it up on them and make that the first thing.
Right.
And so even after that, knowing that was there, instead of them just going and be like, screw everything else, we're playing with this, we're opening this up and we're playing with it right now. No, they're like, oh, open this, daddy. You know, and they wanted each other to open each other's gifts. They were really excited about what they had gotten for each other and what they had gotten for us. So like, I really think, just like anything else, it's always what you make it. You can make
coming over to your crib next year, fam.
Hey, I've been trying to invite y'all. I've been trying to invite y'all for 2 fucking years. What the hell?
Oh, for sure. Look, we'll make it down there though.
I promise you, I'll have no excuses as long or as soon as I learn to fly. I got you.
You don't know how to drive. No, I'm just joking. I'm just
No, I'm actually practicing on how to drive behind the eyelids. You feel
there
me?
You go. That's right. I had to crack on you, man. It's all love.
No worries. Y'all showed me love.
For sure. And I gotta point out my kind of best for this weekend was probably the moment I had this conversation. This is what it means to be one of my kids, right? I had this conversation with my daughter. My daughter says, her name's Brianna. She texted me and said, "Hey, just wondering, how should we dress for Saturday?"
Oh, that was so awesome, bro. And then the pictures were perfect, because I was like, "Oh, y'all really did that shit. Oh, let's go."
Right. And so my response, for those that didn't see it, was in a reindeer outfit. If
you got to put those pictures up. You got to put those pictures up.
Right, for sure. I can't on here because
there's no doubt them your kids.
Right, I know.
No doubt them your kids.
Right, I know. So I said yes, but we are hoping people will take pictures. Elf costumes also welcome. My daughter's one-word response, okay. So this
so
is
casual,
normal.
right?
Right. It's so casual. Yep. They showed the fuck up in reindeer outfits.
That was so epic, bro. I love the fact that you created that scenario just manifested itself based on your leadership. It was like, oh, okay, bet. Let's go. We are showing up in reindeer outfits. You asked for it, you got it.
That's right. It was amazing, hilarious, and I
Yeah.
have laughed about it all weekend.
That's awesome.
Another thing I would like to point out is seeing the excitement and the joy on other people when they do receive the things. So I'm not a parent, but like coming from my point of view, like we've always done Christmases where we would watch other people open up their gifts as well. And like seeing my little cousin, he is a Spider-Man fanatic. Like it's no question asked. It's all decked out in his room and things of that nature. And he's an artist as well. So my other cousin got him it was like the art style, it's like this thick ass Spider-Man, what the fuck was it, the newest, not the newest, but the animated movie that came out,
the Into the
Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse.
I was like, Into the Multiverse. No, that's not it. It's Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm too stoned to know at this point.
And so he absolutely flipped. He was like, oh shit, I'm about to study this, I'm about to digest this, and I'm about to like go through all of this. So I am actually really excited and can't wait to see like what he pulls out from that book and digest from that book. They got their parents like like the hot ones. Oh yeah, that's something I can partake in. My aunt got if you ever seen the YouTube series Hot Ones, where they get all these different hot sauces going up in each scale. And so I'm most definitely going to send about me tasting the hottest one, which is like 2 million Scoville.
Yeah.
And if I don't show up on the show next week, it's because I received a heart attack.
Make sure you do this. Just have a gallon of milk standing by just in case.
Oh, it's ice cream, baby.
To
it's
neutralize it. Or ice cream. Yeah, no, ice cream. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Ice cream. That'll work too. Yeah. I'm just saying, like at the bare minimum, you got to have some milk nearby so you can.
Some kind of dairy, to
neutralize
help me live. Because if I don't show up, y'all know why. It's not because Felicia showed up with black vans.
Fucking Felicia. Oh my god, dude.
But no, so that's kind of my my take on how, I don't know. Like I think everything can be what you make of it. You know, it's what do you turn it into? What are you trying to turn it into? And if it's about love and generosity, I kind of go back to, like, I had this. I know I've been doing this little series or whatever, and the one from this morning was amazing, where it just talks about how, it says fear makes me sink. Fear makes me shrink, while under love's sweet rule, I not only advance, I fly. And I really think that, like, when the approach comes from love, from charity, from generosity, my experience has been that when recognizing that as human beings, we have so little to offer back to God, in reference, in comparison to what we are given, right? Yet we still can be stingy. We still hold back.
Yeah.
So when we are outpouring in generosity, my experience has been, when I am being generous, I feel like I have more to give.
Yeah.
And the more stingy and selfish I become, the more I feel like I have more to take. I have so much less, and it's shrinking, and I need to protect it even more. Like it's weird how that happens. Like, when you are not afraid and you are letting yourself be given freely, I don't know, like, you become infinite in a certain way. And when you go the other way, you become increasingly finite to where you continue to shrink and become smaller. And I go back to that old quote from I think it was John Paul II said, "Man cannot find himself except in the sincere gift of himself." And like, when you really think about, like, all right, so why am I here? What's my purpose? It's to make myself a gift. And that's, anyway, so that's kind of the approach that I take with it. I'm about to try and throw this little video clip up if I can.
Go ahead.
I'm putting it. I just got to Just got to
Upload
turn it
it.
into I got to upload it.
So
into
so
the
you
thing.
got any particular
Oh yeah, sure.
hold on, wait. Before I say this is a pause moment. You got any particular meats you're going to select from the
I don't know yet. I gotta go. I gotta go by this place and see what they actually have, because what I'm trying to do, I've never done like a prime rib,
Okay.
and so I'm trying to like expand my portfolio, because I can do so. One of the things that I want to do, my dad makes this outstanding, just insane gumbo, just chicken and sausage gumbo. But like, I'm not a huge fan of seafood gumbo. That's just me. Like, and I grew up in the South, so
I'm
like I
about to
love
say.
seafood. No, I love seafood, but I much prefer chicken and sausage gumbo to seafood gumbo.
I think I agree.
Most of the time,
Isn't it like
seafood
adobo
gumbo
sausage or something like that?
yeah, so you got andouille, and then we have this. So we have this special sausage that comes from Central Louisiana, where my parents grew up. We call it Plocheville sausage because that's where they grew up. But anyway, this shit is outrageous. It's really really good.
Outrageous.
And then it's all like thigh meat chicken in there. Okay, but there's no bones or anything like that. What my problem with typically with seafood gumbo is that seafood gumbo, so many people throw like the shrimp in there with the tails on, with the with the peels
You
on.
got pieces.
Throw crab claws in there and all this stuff. And I hate
Like, how am
paella
I
for the
supposed to
same
eat
reason.
this shit?
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
got you.
or like when you go to like eat shrimp Alfredo or something like that at a restaurant, and they like got the tails all in the shrimp. I'm like, bro, these things are swimming in Alfredo sauce. I'm supposed to peel these shrimp with my fingers now?
Right.
Y'all
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, no, that's
For sure.
So anyway, so that's one of my big reasons for. And also, like most of the time when they don't do that, they put the little Chinese shrimp in the gumbo. And so I'm like, I'd rather just not have that and have like badass sausage and chicken instead. Anyway, that's just me.
I agree.
But yeah, so I want to do that. But one of the other things, I've never done a prime rib, so I want to learn how to do like a killer prime rib, and I'm going to allow you gentlemen to speak while I try to upload this this little video clip real quick.
All right, I'm gonna go to it. What are you doing, Nicco?
No, something just decided to pop up on my screen like it was like I didn't give you any permission. Stop it.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Oh, I had an interesting conversation last weekend with Aaron. I might actually be a Christian. It's it's some shit, man. I just because I was like, listen, I'm not giving up my voodoo spirits, but I kind of like this Jesus dude and what he's talking about. So how are we gonna work that out? And Aaron was like, welcome aboard, kind of a it's like, all right. And so
here's the thing though, like
crazy voodoo gods are now a thing, I guess. All right.
Well, there's a synchronicity that they brought over from Haiti. So you can all the saints that are have a tie to certain voodoo deities.
Right.
So, I mean, you're not really.
But that's Catholic, dude. These are Christians. They don't even. They're Protestant.
We're Christian too, bro. Anyway,
right.
I know.
Right. They like the sequel. They don't.
There's Catholics and there's
get
non-Catholics, but we're all Christian. Like that's the thing. That's
Okay, so the whole category is Christian, but it's Catholic and then something and then
Protestant.
and then
Protestant.
Okay, so that's as a Catholic, that's what we believe. There are a lot of non-Catholics, a lot of Protestants who don't believe we are Christian, who think that we like that somehow we like worship
y'all piss
Mary,
on our Bible,
that we worship Mary instead of Jesus, instead of like looking at it the same way that like the wedding feast at Cana happened, where it was like, hey Mary, what are we gonna do about this wine? And then she's like, go talk to my son and do whatever he tells you. You know, like that's sort of the where there's like an intercession, like, hey, you help these people out with this wine. He's like, all right, I got it. I'm gonna turn some water into wine, and it's gonna be the best wine ever. It's gonna be the best wine ever. And to quote my little brother, he says, if Jesus can turn water into wine and wine into blood, imagine what he can do with blood.
Oh, dude, for sure. Imagine what this dude could do with a good rolled up joint. Imagine what this dude.
Let's let him explore the toad. Here, Jesus, take the toad.
All right. So with that, with that, I will change the subject back to.
I'm sorry.
All right,
for
so
the
here's the
blasphemous.
moment. Here's the moment. Here's the moment that that I was speaking of.
Nice.
Pardon my my son in his partially clothed nature. He does have shorts on. He just doesn't have a shirt on. But he's in good shape.
No one cares.
Let's see. This is where they open the thing.
Okay.
We got it's not very long. It's like it's under a minute long.
It was wrapped.
So
Both of the strings were wrapped around the whole thing.
Okay, so then you both open this?
I want to unmute y'all. Oh, you chose to mute yourselves. Okay. Well, unmute yourselves. You can't. Okay. Well.
Oh, now I
Where'd
can.
you
All
get
right. So there's there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when he gets the 2K. And they're like, oh no, wait.
See, Chad, I can tell you had a nice crib. Look at them hardwood floors and that mahogany table.
I was like,
What?
no, you haven't.
So dirty little secret. That's not actually hardwood.
What is it?
Oh, so you out here lying
That
to the
is-
folks.
That is it looks like hardwood, but it's actually tile
Nice.
that's made to look like hardwood, which is much
Still
better.
nice.
Which is much better because it doesn't scuff like hardwood does.
You deceptive white man.
You can dump water on it and just mop. And you don't have to worry about it like warping the floor or anything
Oh
like that.
yeah, you don't gotta
The other
have
thing
that
is-
fancy polisher.
The only drawback is if you drop a dish on it, that dish is toast. Do not drop a cup. It is shattered in a million pieces all over the place. So
Yeah, for sure.
one lesson we learned the hard way. When
I
we
want to
first
test
moved
my
here.
hardwood floor. Let me drop a cup.
Look,
Right.
my wife and my daughter, when we first moved here, they're like, "It's this kitchen." I'm like, "It's not the kitchen. The kitchen is not making you drop shit on the floor. Get the hell out of here. Stop dropping
sure.
stuff."
Right.
That's fine.
He said, "I have a dining room with a dining room table." Redacted, confirmed. Oh, shit.
Oh, funny. Oh shit, dude. So
But
I
yes, that was pretty, and that like we don't just say right now. This is not a normal tradition. This is not something we do. This was like we're like, all right, it's been a tough couple of years for them and all that stuff. So like we reached down deep and found a way to make it happen. So
Yep.
That's what's up, though. And the joy on. I saw the young one. His eyes wide up. He was like, "Oh shit,
bro, he was hopping, and jumping.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's the
pretty
joy
cool.
that needs to be passed around this world." And
Mhm.
the only thing that I have I have multiple problems, but one of my biggest problems is the fact that we restrict it to the end of the year instead of
Mhm.
like continuously
Yeah, all the
pushing it
time.
all the
Mhm.
time. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna give my son a PlayStation 4 every weekend, but guess what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna get you another pair of socks because I love you.
Right.
But it's the essence of it.
Yeah, celebrate other holidays, man. We're looking to find what we're going to use as a holiday for the whole family in between Christmas and Father's Day at this point. And we're thinking that we're probably going to fall just do spring birthdays in the family because you look for
celebrate
those
the real New Year.
right. Well, celebrate everything you can. Celebrate life, celebrate freedom, celebrate your family. Celebrate.
That's
you
got
know,
it. That's facts right there.
that's it. And because of that shit, by celebrating each other, we will get to the kind of world we want to see. One of the things that I wanted people to see with this broadcast is these are anarchists. These are people who do not believe in the state at all. We realize that the state is just a bunch of criminals who have taken over and are thieving and doing murdering and doing the things that criminals do. And we want to see an end to that. Other than that, we are just like everybody else who believes in murder and who believes in theft. Now, we believe you're wrong for believing those things.
I was about to say, holy shit.
Right.
I was like, bro, chill.
Right.
Pause.
Right.
Pause. No status.
Right. Yeah. But we still love you.
Yeah.
We still welcome you to the table and say, you know what? We're brotherhood of men. We are all human beings. We are all flawed in the face of God. And by submitting ourselves to the real truth that it is our birthright to be free, to be
Right.
loved, to impart compassion on the world. That is our birthright to do. And we're not any different, though, on the day-to-day than everybody else.
Factual.
You know, we still love our families. We still want to just have a good goddamn life.
Yeah.
So,
You know, it was kind of tough this year though, because everybody and their mama got a mama vid, and everybody, like, there's been a lot of people who were like, yeah, well, we were initially supposed to have Christmas dinner over at our Aunt Bunny's house, but her family got knocked out and somebody had popped. And then I went over to my white mama crib and I was like, you know, usually I don't see y'all here. Y'all are in like Hampshire. What's up? And they're like, oh no, we had dinner over at my parents' house yesterday. But the thing is that the mom was so paranoid. And so it kind of sparked some drama. And so she was like, well, it'd be pointless for us to go all the way out to Hampshire. And there's no at-home test for them to get. So if we drive all the way out there and then I pop positive, then I have to go back out here. And then lo and behold, her mom popped. And like all the things that she was worried about, she was projecting on her daughter. And she was the one that initially had it in the first place. So I would possibly assume that like the fear kind of like spiked up some stuff.
Block this one.
Oh, we blocking somebody? Who's going karate chop?
Yeah, we about to
Karate
block.
chopping?
Yeah, we blocking.
Karate chop.
Yeah, you done. You
Our
done.
first block of the day.
I don't know who that is. They come in and they post that bullshit every week, and I don't know what it is. Like I never catch it live. I see it. I always see it when I watch the replay.
You should have asked them, hey, do you know karate? Well, then block them.
They're blocked. No, like I don't even know what they're saying, but it's some like weird. I don't even.
Yeah,
what
tech.
is
Hold on,
that?
wait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's a bot. It's a bot.
Gentlemen.
No, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. Oh. Okay, here we go.
If you celebrate Christmas, clap your hands. It didn't even matter. Oh. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, don't clap your hands. I don't celebrate it either. But it don't matter.
Brother?
All in all, if you have a good time with your family, we having a good time with y'all.
That's
but
right.
what would be better is if you threw that 5 for a brother that wants a round of applause. Thank you.
Wait. If we clap, does that mean we stop? We're not celebrating Kwanzaa?
right.
But,
dude, that,
we have to just go, yeah.
right. Dude,
Without
that was one of the fucking biggest changes. It was hilarious. Biggest changes from this year and last year. Really got integrated into the OTEP thing and into Hotep Nation. And so one of the things I looked over at Amber and I said, you know what made a difference with my feed this year from last year's bunch of shit about Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of
actually,
shit. Last year,
anybody in the chat can put your boy on
go.
Kwanzaa's. I mean, granted, I can go Google it and stuff, but Google like to send up wrong information. So it's like, I would love for somebody to throw me some info about Kwanzaa that I can like thoroughly go through because I might try and shoot for that next year.
Correct.
So
Black Mountain Hotep.
No, you don't have to wait until next year. Like it starts today, so you could actually start today.
Well, somebody drop some DMs in my DMs.
I'll hook you up. So there's some there's some interesting stuff about and it's funny too because like I put something up about it and Hotep Jesus retweeted it, and so then I get like all of his followers who are a lot of like white conservatives coming in the comments of my tweet, you know, with all this other shit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like all right, so full disclosure, like so I'm Catholic, I'm very like strong devout Christian, and I'm I think I'm tending more and more as the days go by towards like orthodoxy. That's just kind of the direction that I'm feeling myself being led and where I'm heading.
Saw that coming.
But anyway, that being said, like I have like an appreciation and respect for like two things. Number one, I go through like the different principles of Kwanzaa, and I'm like, okay, I don't see a problem. Number two, why does it bother so many people? What other people
Right.
like? I don't hear anybody going in like, Hanukkah is this, blah, blah, like nobody, like everybody seems to want to have an opinion on why other people should not be saying Kwanzaa out of their mouths
Because
ever.
it reminds them of Black unity. And what happened with Black unifiers?
Listen,
It scares people.
so I had someone come in. I'm gonna pull the tweet up right now. Hang on, just a second. Give me a second. You know what? Hey, let's go to the tweets.
The Twitterverse.
Share screen. Wait. I have that. I have it. Hang on. Let me put it on my button. Share screen. Boom. There it goes. It worked. Window. Tweet deck. So you're gonna see my my divine intimacy thing real quick while I look for it. So let me try to find where this guy. I gotta scroll through. Give me a second. I should have probably done this. Oh, here it goes. So this guy comes in and he tries to say, because I said somebody's using Crowder and Shapiro as sources. So anyway, this guy comes up and he pulls this thing up and he's all upset. I gotta get real close to the screen because he cropped this thing like shit. Sent this picture, but he says, "You must have a cultural revolution before the violent revolution." And this is like his evidence that like this is terrible and Kwanzaa is terrible because the author said,
Fucking Kwanzaa.
like, what is wrong with a cultural revolution? And I think what he's saying now, I don't know. I may have to go back and look and read more into, because I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't like read the book or anything like that. So I'm not going to try to pretend like I have. But unless he's at some point later, which if I'm this guy who's trying to call this thing out, I would have pulled the quote where he says, "We must have a violent revolution," which I don't know that he says, because it would seem like that would be what you would use.
People don't know how to comprehend these days.
Right. But why? I agree that you have to have before you even consider some sort of violent revolution, you have to have a cultural revolution. You have to get people
behind you.
Am I like glitching bad? Because it looks bad on my camera.
Do you still have the stream guard?
Well, anyway, I mean, I stopped the whatchamacallit. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I'm back to real time. Yay! All right. So when I move my hands, because I was like waving my hands when I wasn't waving my hands earlier. I was like, damn, I know I'm a coon ass, but I'm not that bad. So that means Cajun for everybody who's not familiar down here.
Chad about to get canceled in this bitch.
I know.
No, so why would you not believe that you need to have a cultural revolution before you consider anything that even begins to consider some sort of like American Revolution, right?
Right.
The first thing that they had to have was like, hey, culturally, we're not down with this.
Right.
And we are ourselves, and we see something different from what King George is pushing on us.
Right.
Right. If they don't have that culture, that other shit they're bending the knee.
Yeah.
Because then it's all about grifting for whatever the king can offer or anything like that. So I'm at a loss for how this is a pushback against Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that they say, oh, he's a socialist. The guy who came up with it is a socialist. It's a made up holiday. Like, look, truth be told, so is Christmas. Okay. I love Christmas. I celebrate Christmas.
Santa Claus.
Every
Coca-Cola.
holiday is a made up holiday. Like, I mean, unless it has existed since all eternity.
Every fucking word is made up. So
everything is made up. Every human creation is made up.
Right. Turtles
It's
all the
not
way
like
down.
God came down from heaven and said, hey, these dates will be Hanukkah. Like, no, some people decided that was how they were going to memorialize the Maccabean revolt, which sadly a lot of Christian denominations have removed from the scriptural lexicon. That like that's not even like the books of Maccabees aren't even in there, where you had like people. We're actually entering into something that very much mirrors that, where you had actually the Maccabees were actually having people get their tongues cut out and having people tortured and murdered because they would not bow and bend the knee to the authoritarian regime. So when you think about how some of these different holidays have come about, like
Right.
they're all made up, but they signify something, and they're
Right.
pointing to something that someone says, "Hey, we need to change this." Now, I get it. You may want to say like, "Hey, this is just they're trying to grift off of, other people celebrating Christmas. They don't get down with Christmas, so they want to do their own thing." And
Right.
how
Why
does that
can't they
affect
do that?
you?
Right.
How does that impact you? Did you
Right.
not have any? Did Santa Claus not come because somebody else down the street celebrated Kwanzaa?
Exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Exactly.
The black Santa shot the white Santa.
Right.
God, it's like some people just got too much time on their hands to do some bullshit, worried
Right,
about what
no.
somebody else is doing.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Everybody's too nosy about everybody else's person but themselves. Like, I mean, I don't know if I lived in a world where like there weren't too many nosy motherfuckers, because there's always a nosy motherfucker in the world. So it's like, so I don't know why people have such a personal interest in other people's interest when you have a whole bunch of shit you still need to take care of. It don't matter how set you are financially, spiritually, or mentally, emotionally, you still have to take care of yourself. Unless you got kids, you ain't got no shit to worry about but yourself. So worry about yourself and stop worrying about what other people are doing, unless they're causing harm or, disarray.
Imminent threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Nerd Nash and the Gym Factory. Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what he's got. You see Uncle Hotep wearing that shirt from time to time, but that's the thing. I got to get one of those actually, because there's too many people who they haven't figured that part out. Like,
Yeah.
it goes back to that thing I told y'all about this when we bought this house. Like, one of the things that drew me to this place was that frame that they had hanging on the wall that said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family."
For sure.
And that's what this whole episode has been about, is family and love, and what this whole season is supposed to represent. And I want to go back to like that thing that I did this morning. It says Christmas is preeminently the feast of love, the love which was revealed not in the sufferings of the cross, but in the lovableness of a little child, our God stretching out his arms to make us understand that he loves us. And like, if you think about the cross, the crucifixion, and like that spreading of the arms, and then you compare that, because that's like the fulfillment of it. But it begins with what? It begins with a little baby reaching out its arms, just wanting to be
loved,
and embraced, and wanting to share that love and give unconditionally that love to us. That's what we are supposed to get out of all this. So like, again, it comes back to like what anything ends up being, what the manifestation ends up being is strictly what we put into it, what we make of it.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Amen, brother. And for those of you that this might be your first time of watching this show, I hope, welcome. This is what we talk about.
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh hell no, dude! That whole thing, but everything needed a pause. Holy shit, dude! That was
that
Come on, stop!
racist?
No, it was homophobic.
I don't know if it was.
Okay, for the people that are just joining this, we're sorry. We usually act like this, and we're not sorry, I guess.
Sorry, not sorry. That's right. So wait, I got to go back. So Long Tong Sun also asked, "Do we have Cash App?" Marcus, make that happen.
Yes, I need to make that happen. You are correct.
Yes, and also very good point. Thank you for bringing up what today is. Yes, he's right. You can start today, Nicco. Today is Umoja,
I'm fixing
which
the
is
Google
unity. Today is all about unity.
It's sad that you know about this more than
I'm with
me.
it.
Well,
Look, I mean, culturally, it's sad that like, even as a Haitian family, I'm fairly sure we have some tradition back over yonder that we've most definitely practice, and it hasn't been implemented back home at the States. Well, this is my home, so yeah, back home at the States. And there's got to be a lot more celebrations and traditions that need to be, like you said, there needs to be a cultural revolution. Everybody, it don't matter if you black, white, Mexican, you a blue little alien. I know y'all had some cultural traditions where it originates from back at home that you can always carry and bring, because what's pissing me off, is the fact that we're allowing our cultures to die by not presenting it in the now and letting it being washed over like history's been doing it for all the fucking time in the world. So stop allowing history to rewrite and wash over something that has such strong values that it's attributed to it.
Right.
And because at the end of the day, all those values are nothing to do but propagate happiness, to have your personal values aligned, and then it goes to your family, and your family values are a structure that you can present to the world, so you can help bolster something that's supposed to be beautiful in the first place.
Right.
And it's contagious too. Like if you build what you're supposed to build, other people see it and they start to see, because I'll be perfectly honest, I have seen other families, other like figureheads, leaders of families doing certain things, and I'm like, they're doing it better than I am. I need to incorporate what they're doing into what I'm doing, because that's the path. That's the way. That's how I can do my job as a dad, as a husband, as a leader. That's how I can do a better job.
Amen.
And so when you start doing the right things, other people are seeing that too, and they start to follow that lead. So it's not to say that like somehow you are neglecting your community when you're just focusing on yourself and on your inner circle. No, actually, if more people focused on their inner circle and stopped trying to overextend themselves, we'd actually have a lot fewer people who needed people from thousands of miles away to help them. Because the problem is the people right next door aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right. Yeah, and Adam Smith covered this, dude. In The Wealth of Nations, when he gets into the study he found that the more free a world is, the more ethical and moral it is. It comes back to what you were talking about earlier. It's the Sermon on the Mount from Jesus when he says, pluck the log out of your eye before trying to get that speck out of mine. That kind of fucking wisdom is what's guiding us forward. So, at the end of the day, what Christmas, I think, really brings to all of us is hope. Yeah. It really is hope for something better. So,
I'm trying to find, all right. So like, I know there's one of the things there's like some like parts of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the Kwanzaa stuff where it's like self-actualization or something is in there somewhere. I'm trying to find the different, because I'll be perfectly honest, like I'm familiar, but I don't like know by heart. I'm not gonna lie and say that I have by rote what they. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go through them. So we have Umoja, which is today, that's unity. Then Kujikajulia, which is self-determination. That's what one I was talking about. Ujamaa, which is collective economics. And that's, so people are like, oh, that's socialism. Like, no, look, we've had socialists, communists, mutualists on this show, right? And what is the general theme? It's about like group economics, like building together. Like, hey, what if we combined our resources and combined our financial power, our economic power? Because you look at some of the places who are really, really strong, some of the communities who are really, really strong.
Amish.
That's what they do. Yes, Amish. There's a certain population in like certain parts of like the Northeast that are also very collectively strong and Anyway, I won't. You're not allowed to really talk about them, but they may or may not have people who. Anyway, there's a redaction that happens. The other then Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. Again, it's like to build and maintain your community together and make your brothers and sisters' problems your problems and solve them together. That's not saying like, hey, don't worry about your own problem. Like the first thing is self-determination, or with a second, so it's unity, then self-determination. So like you have to have both, right?
Mhm.
You can't just have I'm just going to focus on me and screw y'all. And you also can't have, hey, you have to take care of me, screw you.
Facts.
It has to be where I'm taking care of myself.
Self-accountability.
And then when I fall, I'm going to need somebody's hand to help pull me up.
All right.
Then
So
Umba, which is creativity.
Just so we know,
Yeah.
we certainly have a bot
Yes,
or
absolutely.
a Fed.
Yeah, it's getting blocked.
Just be aware.
It's getting blocked. I don't know what
You trying to ruin my Christmas, bitch?
Yeah. Then Nia, which is purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Then Imani, which is faith, to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory over our struggle. All right, so I'm looking for where like Hitler is in that, or whatever. Whatever the crazy shit that people are afraid of,
and that is not in Christianity. I want to see
like,
that.
where is that?
Hold on, you know what?
Tell me the things in there that are not consistent with Christianity. Exactly.
Unity.
Right.
We gonna unify as a black unit and shoot all you niggas. Self-determination. I'm gonna be determined even if I get shot to shoot all you niggas. Collective work and responsibility. We gonna use it as a unit to shoot all you niggas. I guess. Cooperative economics.
Nicco is doing satire, by the way. YouTube
Yeah,
people.
please.
Just in case.
Self-economics. We gonna buy a tank. Satire, everybody. I cannot purchase a tank. I can't even purchase a car at the moment. Okay, so
Right. $5. $5.
Let's see. What is it? Purpose. We have a purpose to shoot all you niggas. Let's see. Creativity. We gonna be creative when we shoot all you niggas.
Oh my god.
And we gonna have faith that we have plenty of bullets to shoot all you niggas. Because I guess that's what it means.
Bro, you remembered all of them. That was pretty actually.
Oh no! Look!
Impressive.
I'm glad that you had that much faith in me. We have a Google tab right next door.
Oh, you have it pulled up. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. I'm a sucker. All right, but so two things. One is it's absolutely like there's so much of that is like embedded in Christianity, embedded in Judaism, embedded in Islam. Like
good
all
religions,
Abrahamic and Buddhism. I mean, find a good religion.
Don't be
Hinduism.
Here it's in it's in Markism. Don't be a shitbag. That's really what all they're saying. Don't be a shitbag.
So there's that. Then the other thing is like, how do you follow Hotep Jesus? And you haven't figured out that that's also like that is like if I had to find a way to like describe Hotep Nation, it's damn near Kwanzaa.
Right. I know. It's
lifelong Kwanzaa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, exactly. Like, so back to what Dutch was saying. Like it's supposed to be every day. It's supposed to be, it's supposed
every
to be on
Sunday.
Sundays. You were saying it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be doing this year round, and Dutch said it's supposed to be every Sunday. Like, I would argue, like, it's supposed to be every day. Like, this is stuff that we're supposed to be practicing. That's why, like, I'm not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. I get that, like, it does give you bullshit. It does give you a certain element of like, okay, time to shit or get off the pot. Like, this is, if nothing else will shake me, at least the starting of 2022 should get me off my ass to like get in the gym, start eating better, not being an asshole, whatever the thing is that you need to do better. Right.
You could do that right now.
But you should be doing it right now. Absolutely. And I started, like, I did some stuff starting in July where, like, I came back from vacation and I was like, I definitely need to lose a ton of weight. I need to get myself in better shape. And I have to start exercising better, eating more healthily and everything. I had done a good job, but then I had kind of slipped over the winter. and leading into the summer, I had like started to do well into spring, and then I let myself slip. So like I was like, all right,
Was
I'm
it
not waiting for a specific date. I'm just like, today's the day. I'm
Was it the Mama Vid 1919 where you know instead of
no,
the Cashman 20?
no, I wouldn't say that. No, I didn't really gain any weight as a result of that. Like we were moving and everything, and I was active and I was doing a bunch of stuff around the house. But then the holidays last year happened, and I probably put on like 15 pounds over the winter. Because you have like, so you have some of that stuff's like natural, right? Like you have
Hibernation.
winter hibernation type stuff where
Yeah.
like your body naturally
Tells you to feed
holds
up.
weight. It
Throwing a little
it
bit of
tells
Don't
you
be
to feed up,
cold. Gotta
tells you
get
to feed
fat.
up, get fat so that you have enough to make it through the winter, right? And all that stuff. But it also like you retain water and other things. Plus, like let's be honest, we are not eating asparagus and Brussels sprouts and nothing but
Right.
throughout the holidays. I guess a bunch of candy and cookies and cakes
A
and,
whole bunch of bullshit.
and
Yeah.
alcohol and all kind of
Sure.
stuff. So I came out of that, and then we did like the Jean Fit challenge or whatever and all that stuff when we had first started that. And I did a really good job and had like cut a bunch, and then I put it all back on. And then we went on vacation, and I was like, I don't like myself on the beach in Miami right now. I really wish I had done this diet.
Actually, my
I
dad
wish I had done this diet 3 months ago. But when we get back, it's over. I'm going to enjoy myself on vacation. I'm not going to be like, hey, this is fun. We're on vacation. I'm just going to have a house salad. No, like I lived
But
it up.
we allow ourselves to like, oh yeah, it's a cheat day. Like no,
Exactly.
Right, it's a
day.
cheat month.
Yeah, like no, we
Treat.
allow ourselves those luxuries of calling it a cheat day or like, oh well, I'm just gonna nibble into this. Where the fuck is your self-discipline? Like the discipline
I did
during the
not
month.
eat any Slim Jims and Twinkies, Natasha. No, that's not what I did. You suck. Don't say that.
For sure.
Natasha's hilarious though.
Oh.
But no, we do. We give ourselves these excuses for being less than we are supposed to be, and some of that is like we are we're holding ourselves to a lower standard. Like that actually, a lot of that stuff, letting ourselves go, is less about like giving ourselves kind of a break, and it's more about us saying, I'm not really that good anyway, so I'm okay.
I can allow myself
here. I'm okay with staying here because I'm not that.
Yeah,
strong.
I don't have the willpower to say.
I don't have the willpower, exactly.
All right.
Exactly. When we do, because we know, like when I'm determined to do something.
Oh yeah, best believe
it's gonna happen.
Best believe. Yeah, no.
Or not do something. And I think that it's funny. I had a great conversation.
He was having 5 cheat days a week.
What? My son and I had an interesting conversation about the powers that control the universe or the powers that control the world at the moment. And so one of the things we kind of stabbed out, or I guess I stabbed out in that conversation, was that you can tell why these are evil bastards is they have, because of the corruption that is existent in all government, because of that, they have been asked in order to be in a position of power, whether you're talking about Donald Trump or you know, Barack Obama or any of these fools, they have been asked this question: will you kill billions of people if we tell you to? And their answer was yes. And those people, because they would not be in power, they might get into Congress, maybe, but they're not going to be on any important committees, and they're going to be pushed aside as much as possible. If, when asked that question, they said no, they are not in Congress because they're probably dead. Because if they had risen that high, then
or their campaign just gets dunked in the primaries,
something like that. So that's what you need to be. That's the mindset that you have to be in to say no.
I remember back.
No.
Yeah, I remember back in. I want to say it was like 07, 06. I'm trying to remember when it was. Maybe it might have been 06 midterms. they had a whole. No, it wasn't. It was after that. It was Tea Party people. So it was 08 to 10, somewhere in that neighborhood. You had a whole group of like Tea Party Republicans who were challenging in the primaries, who were trying to primary some of the establishment Republicans. Now you had some of them like Arlen Specter's, switching parties and different things like that. But what I'd witnessed, and this is one of the things that kind of at the time it didn't sit well with me, but I didn't fully grasp it because I was still believing in a lot of ways the official narrative about 9/11. But I remember Glenn Beck had one of these primary candidates. I can't remember her name, but it was a lady who was challenging somebody, and she had come out as like a 9/11 truther is what they were calling him back then. And he challenged her and started pushing her on that. And basically, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say he single-handedly ended her campaign.
Yeah.
But he helped significantly in ending her campaign.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to continue to ask questions about 9/11. Yeah. And it's just like, you think about that and it's like, there are certain things where like, if they say like, hey, so here's what's going to happen. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, might have to have a couple of thousand people, burned to death in some towers so that we can go fight a 20-year war. These are the people that who are attempting to, like we talked about in the Anarch chat. Shout out to the Anarch chat. If you want to join the Anarch chat, it's only $5 a month on our Patreon. But seriously, so like we were talking about this, and we were talking about how they're trying to take, Daryl said, they're trying to take Christmas away from us. And it's like, no, they can't take anything. They can try, but they can't take what is freely given. They can't take the love and the family and the fellowship. They can't take those things away from us. It's immutable. The love of God is immutable.
Yeah.
And the more that we try to convey and mirror that, and the more we try to be that, the more unstoppable we become. Because it's only when we try to match their tactics with their tactics from our own side that we actually fall victim to the jukes, so to speak.
Right.
Facts. Now you can't fight an establishment such as this with fire. You have to use your brain a lot more, and it's not even hard to use your brain in a situation such as this. It's more so about showing compassion opposed to saying, "Oh, I'm a pro jab or anti jab." It's much easier to fight when you have a support behind you that all have the same values, such as, okay, you know what? I realized I can't go up to the Capitol and cap all y'all because one, that's like highly ignorant of me because it doesn't show what I'm a representation of. What I got to do, I was watching this podcast earlier. It's like Big Facts, and it's someone from like Georgia, like Reza Islam was saying like talking about the Million Man March. And you getting 1 million people and over or close to 2 million, I should say. And they all showed up all for the representation of love, repairing each other and standing strong and like re-solidifying those values that are necessary for us to rebuild and prosper. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, fuck, 2 million people just to see of people who are like really just like comprehending, okay, well, I'm sorry, brother, I stepped on your new Jordans. Are you not gonna shoot me? Oh, that's love. Like, let me show you love.
Right.
And that's all from coming from the heart and being God-like or being Jesus-like and showing unlimited compassion and love.
Yeah.
It's hard nowadays to show. It's not hard, but it's hard when you know, your hand is right over that detonation button. You're like, oh, you want to take this bitch to war? And you could just smack
Mhm.
it. It's so easy to be able to wake up with violence because all you are is surrounded by violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to show that love consistently and reciprocate it, even when you don't feel like reciprocating it,
Mm-hmm.
that's where another thing is self-accountability and self-discipline is needed. And
Yeah.
that's what's needed amongst all of us at this
Mm.
moment is the self-discipline and to be able to show that, okay, well, even though that my world is a mirror and it's nothing but violence, I can be my own mirror. And so people can reflect off of me.
For sure.
And that's the best chance we have opposed to
Gems,
sharpening,
brother.
you feel me, sharpening our swords and trying to get
Mhm,
ready and go to war, because then they'll leave us heartbroken, so many casualties, in disarray, unorganized, and at the end of the day, hurt and shriveled in the motherfucking corner. You feel me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not what is needed to be purported and like pushed out at this time. We need to continue to show this holiday joy, but through every day showing the compassion and love.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the humanity loves the underdog, and humanity loves to root for the generous and compassionate. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, unless you already are. Unless it's like already your team, you know, like if you're a if you grew up in New England or if you grew up a Patriots fan or whatever, then you can be like rooting for the Patriots. Everybody else hates the Patriots because they're sick of them winning all the time. And they're sure. Same with like I'm an LSU fan. Like I grew up, you know, in Baton Rouge and everything. So like I'm watching Alabama and I'm like I don't know how they're getting like 30 recruits every year. They sign 30 people and you're only supposed to be able to sign 25. And my friend's like, they just know how to work the numbers. I'm like, every year they get like 5 more than everybody else. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is ridiculous. It's really like more like two more every year. They're always 5 stars. But anyway, like they're kind of like the evil empire. Like, you know, like back in the day that the Red Sox fans used to say about the Yankees, you know, the evil empire versus the rebellion. Everybody roots for the rebellion. Not a whole lot of people root for Darth Vader and the Emperor Palpatine, right?
Good guys win.
So, and I'm not saying that like that requires of us to just kneel down and get beaten on.
Yeah.
However,
that's not fun.
When you turn to some of those other things where it can be perceived and the media can be turned against you to where it looks like what they've done, what they did with January 6th, where January 6th now all of a sudden has become like, even though it was the stuff that went bad, that went south, is Fed ops doing that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It or promoting and cheerleading it. That's
As
what
always.
they will do to you. But if you just continue to, like Bishop in the X-Men, if you just absorb that hatred and anger and then convert it in your heart to love and compassion to the other victims who are your fellow victims of this bullshit, and you, instead of internalizing that and then turning it into like, well, this pressure has to relieve itself somewhere, so fuck these other people. No, like if you take that in and then you have done enough work with yourself to be able to convert that stuff and then exude love and compassion, then we become an unstoppable force. Because
Absolutely.
as is stated in the scripture, the gates of hell shall not prevail. I don't know if you know anything about gates, but they generally don't advance.
No.
We advance on the gates of hell, and we, even as carriers of the torch of the light and love of God, can actually breach those gates because they cannot prevail against that love and light of God.
Yeah.
Facts.
Man. All right, I don't have nothing else to say.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Wow. I was like, okay, we needed to like fade. You know,
I want to suck all the air out of the room and just bounce. Give you a chance to
So look,
follow that.
look.
But
So your boy is
love.
going to work on these values of Kwanzaa starting today. I'm about to go over to my aunt's house and cause a ruckus between my brother and his friends and say, "We in Kwanzaa in this bitch." And the first day, what's the first day? It is
Emoji.
unity. And
Yeah.
look, I'm going to go and work on some unity
Or-
with some cheering over there and talk about nothing but love and like
Umoja. That's it. Not
umoja,
emoji.
umoja,
Yeah.
and
I'm with it.
work on the unity aspect of it, you know.
Anarchist
And
United.
you feel me? Look, and, Felicia, I know y'all watching. I don't have any guns to go shoot niggas today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. So,
It's
if
just
anything,
jokes.
it's just jokes. If anything, I will be presenting and shooting people with love. You know, like
Hey,
you know,
all right.
you
Nicco, a
feel me?
Care Bear in this bitch.
Yeah, I got a Care Bear stare on my chest.
I went a totally different place. I was like, he's got a new girlfriend.
Now that, like, we might, I don't know. I love Nicco and I'm rooting for him and everything, but I don't know. We might lose Nicco to a female. I don't know.
Nah, look. Actually, I've learned through personal experience that I just got to work and focus on this money. Look, if I focus on this money and continue to better myself with the self-discipline practice that is my tarot reading and my consulting calendar and things of that nature, I have no choice but to work on myself and being self-disciplined. Somebody's going to get attracted to me. I mean, I'm a bad bitch by myself, but the point being is that once I'm solidified, I honestly don't believe I'm ready for a girlfriend in my life, because I want to initially start off as that one who's a provider. And I mean, I'm not taking her to hibachi. We going to Subway for our first date. So but the point being is that like I want to make sure that I'm solidified out of this place and I'm able to have the freedom and the luxury of saying, "Hey, you want to come over?" instead of them getting interrogated. The only time they need to get interrogated is when I bring them over to my aunt's or my mom. Like, that's the only time. But other than that, I want to be a sole provider. So y'all most definitely, this is not a job, but this is something I'm enjoying. So it's like, I won't allow my enjoyment to like be like entirely changed by because somebody else is entering my life. If anything, I'm gonna say, "Hey, sit down and just enjoy the show."
Right.
Like,
all right.
that's
We're
it.
gonna hold you
Hey,
to that.
hey, I'm gonna be here for a minute. Look,
Hey, let's
I
go.
hope so.
I hope so. Hope leads to hopelessness sometimes. Don't be a hopeless fella. We here.
Never.
We here.
I'll tell you
No,
what, though.
hope actually relies on like an assuredness. Like, hope actually is not the same as like a wish. Like, I wish that something would happen. Hope is like, I trust that it's going to happen.
I would prefer the term faith over hope. Hope is something that is, yes, it's got good connotations to it, but it also, I mean, everything has a polarity to it. So hopelessness, and then the opposite of faith is faithlessness. But when you have a hope, you know, you it's not the same as in like putting faith into something. Because when you put your faith in it, like God, you don't put your hope into God, you put your faith into God. Faith feels like a home run. You feel me? And I hope I'm gonna close my eyes and swing. Now I have faith when I swing this bat, that bitch is going out the park.
Yeah.
So I
all
mean,
right.
if you want to rebuttal that, I'm here.
I'll let it go. But it's all good. It's all good.
So you were talking about like people coming over the house. I gotta say this real quick and having and all that, Nicco. Can you imagine the new generation of my family? They're gonna have boyfriends, dude. Okay, they enter the door where they're gonna need to be warned before they come over to a holiday extravaganza at our house, because the amount, like the first thing they're gonna get smacked in the face with, the just, you know, holiday incense and cinnamon and food, and then there's herbs on top of that.
All types of herbs.
Right. So you get smacked in it. So one of my joys right now is imagining Anya, our younger generation, in the family, having to introduce the boyfriends
Oh wow.
to my house.
I hope that Howie's jolly. I really hope.
Put the Santa
jolly.
cap back on, bro. Let's go. Oh yes,
All
Voodoo
right.
Santa Claus is in the building,
Yes,
ladies
sir.
and gentlemen. My brother Marcus.
Yes, sir. And
Yes,
don't worry,
indeed.
he's not gonna hit you with no
All
Zim
right.
Zim Zalazim powder. It's gonna be cinnamon.
Natasha said you got smacked in the faces.
Do what? All right. So this one's kissing me.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. All right.
All
But
right, so
no,
I'm
but
done.
seriously, like honestly, everybody, like we appreciate everybody who came in today and
Sure.
and who've been here this whole year. We're gonna do something next week. So we have in a couple of weeks we have Shamika Michelle coming on the
That'll be
9th.
fun.
But next week, on the 2nd, day after New Year's, we're actually like what I was
Am I
thinking. We hadn't
supposed to
really
be
talked about
sober
this,
enough for that?
but I'm just
Ooh.
assuming. Well, yeah, it's the day after. So like you get New Year's Eve, all day New Year's Day, and you can sober up like the rest of the day until 5 o'clock on or 6 o'clock. Well, 5 o'clock.
Hey,
our
I'm gonna
time.
be a little sloppy. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
All right, that's fine. Hey, look, no, but
I
so
smoked this
I was
entire thing tonight. We're good.
I was kind of thinking we do like a year in review next
yeah.
week.
That'd be
Just
fun.
kind of going through. I don't know if I'll be able to pull together. I'm going to see what I can do to pull together like a little clip of like different guests and things like
If
that
you
we've
get
had
to
this
it.
year. But it's been an amazing year. Like it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
But like 2020 and 2021 were they have done everything that they could possibly do to destroy us in these last 2 years, short of like actually like bombing cities in the US,
Yeah.
like locking people down, making people not be able to go to work, injecting people with some shit that's doing God knows what to them, all the different things, and then like pushing it to where it's now to the point where they're like requiring it for kids 5 and up and everything. Like it's been some messed up stuff. And in spite of all of that, I feel like us, the three of us here on the stage, our guests and our audience, a lot of this is because we have found each other and we have chosen to build together and to lean into each other and to love each other and to advise and like lift each other up when it's necessary. We have come out of this, and I without a shadow of a doubt, I'll speak only for myself, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I am far better off as 2021 comes to a close than I was as 2019 came to a close.
Absolutely.
In spite of everything.
Facts.
And a large amount of that like is credit to Marcus, to Nicco, to all of our people in the audience, to Tim, to Daryl, to Brody, Halima. I see Dutch. We got Natasha, Victor. Did I say Daryl?
Got to say Daryl a couple times.
Yeah, I think Daryl. Yeah.
Jonesy.
Now Jonesy, Trisha. Like we have this. I feel like an asshole now because I started naming names and now I'm gonna like forget somebody.
Look, once
bunch of
motherfuckers, like,
motherfuckers.
really
all of
get
y'all
big,
people.
Hotep Jesus. We can throw all kinds of motherfuckers.
Yeah,
up
like
in there.
everybody, all of our guests this year and last. Like it's been. I'm blown away, honestly, by like the love and the support and the gifts of just like the presence and the presence. By what I mean by that is like the existence, not presence like gifts, but the existence and the collaboration and friendship that we've developed with all of our friends and everyone who has come through, but also just like the connection in like spirit that we've made in this spirit of like building something that is, in a lot of ways, I feel like we're kind of the we're in that movie The Great Escape where we're like we're tunneling our way out of prison,
right? For sure.
And we need everybody who has brought a a cup full of
Right.
dirt out of that hole. Like everybody who has contributed has been right there. So I just appreciate everybody so much, and you guys, obviously the two of you are at the top of that list. You know,
Same.
right behind my beautiful wife and my kids and my mother-in-law, who
Right.
have put up with me throwing this thing up in my master bedroom and, you know, putting the lights on and all that stuff.
At least
My
it's
wife,
not super late while your wife's sleeping,
Yeah.
and then
no, but listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like there are times where like I get done here and I'm exhausted because it's been like there's all kind of stuff and like running here at the last minute and I'm like throwing this shit up, and then like I finish and I go downstairs and my wife will come up here, take a shower or something, and she'll be like, so are you gonna take that stuff down and move the table back before we go to bed, or is it she's gonna be there? I'm like, oh, damn. So
This shit
I'm
stays
working
here
on
all the
that.
time.
Yeah, I'm working on that to where I can have a little setup like Marcus has, where it's like you know, in another room where it just gets to stay set up and not bother anybody. But no, like for real, like the love is genuine, and we feel like the love of the people who join us every week. And the people who have come in as guests, and the people who just are, you know, loyal followers in the chat and as subscribers and everything, and our patrons. If I
Pay attention on Twitter. Those
if I
people
left
too.
anybody out, I feel like an asshole, but I apologize. It's not intentional. I'm like going off the cuff here, but no, like we love y'all, and you guys have made this last couple of years tolerable, and if anything, actually like invigorating.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
This
We
is enjoyable.
We also see the hope. We can find that hope. They want us to think we're just Lysander Spooner in the woods.
Right.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
Well, you got crazy Uncle Mark, you know, and you've got nutty Chad, and you've got delightfully unusual Nicco, at least to pay the fuck attention to, who give a shit, who are just trying to make the world a little bit better.
I actually have noticed that our work isn't small by no means whatsoever. Fuck all the fact that we have a couple of subscribers and this, that, and the third. It's the fact that at the end of the show, we aim to make each other better and more knowledgeable, not just us, the people who are in the chat, and the fact that the people in the chat aren't single people, because they got people that they go out to and that they have an effect on and that they snowball with. And all we're doing is just putting these little snowflakes together to be a snowball that rolls down the hill to become an avalanche. And so by no means what we do is something that's just a Sunday or a Tuesday that, you know, we just chop it up on. We do actually great work, and we speak about stuff that needs to be spoken about.
For sure.
And it's not spoken on a daily.
Right.
So even though we have to wait every Sunday to chop it up, unless you join the Patreon $5.
About that. So another thing you can do is you can share this, 2 shares to speed the spread, because Long Tongue Son way back when, about an hour ago said, or 45 minutes ago said, he can't do super chats, or she, I'm assuming I don't know. Anyway.
Hey, pronouns, baby.
Well,
yeah. Gotta get enough.
Yeah. Anyway, can't do super chats. I know we're working on that. We need 250 more subscribers, and we will be there. We will be super chattable. So make that happen. Help us make that happen. 2 shares to speed the spread, or if you want 4, 5, 6, 10 shares to speed the spread even faster. 2,000 shares. I don't care how many. You can share this. Remember what I was saying earlier about like once you start to share yourself, you become infinite. It's the same with this. Like share this thing infinitely. It's infinitely shareable. But no, and then also go out to he, but pronouns, but okay, my bad, Long Tongue Son. I assumed that was correct, but you know, far be it from me. No, actually, near be it to me to actually assume gender. That's what I do. It's my specialty. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. You know, like I don't know where the hell this other shit came from, but I've been assuming gender since since I could determine that people were people. But anyway, here we go. Hit the Patreon, hit the share button, because we need to get to the point where you can pay us more easily by giving us super chats and then you'll be able to just automatically guarantee that your chat will go up and everybody will be able to see
And it's
it.
not even about the payment, because at the end of the
It's
day,
absolutely about the payment. It's Christmas.
look,
I gotta pay for that.
Christmas
No, I'm just joking.
it's about
In effect.
you supporting your community. So
No,
Hotep's
for real.
been told you's not the only one with the Hotep con. I would love to meet all y'all. Like,
Yeah, for
Speaking
real.
of,
And our
gonna
con is
make
coming.
gonna go to my number one. I want to have it like an Anarchon too. That would be awesome. But my priority right now is going to Hotep Nation weekend.
yeah.
So already saving for that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Let's go.
My wife will be there. Our little girl will be there. So
I got
that's gonna happen
a
this year.
couple of puppies in the basement I could sell for a couple of grand. You know,
Hey, dude, Amber's already said, make it here. We'll drive your ass.
that's a far drive, pimping.
I know.
Oh
Make
yeah,
it
you know
here.
what? You know what?
Yeah, but
Probably
if you got a
within how the
caravan, it's
things-
cool.
with-
Not a
with the
caravan,
things
but
that
a little carpool. Yeah,
Yeah, but nonetheless,
get off the place. That's pretty true.
you guys that invest into us, and not
On
just your
mortgage.
money, your time. You know, your time. You guys sit here, or wherever you guys sit, or maybe float, or whatever you do. You guys pay attention, and you actually enjoy the content that we produce, and for that, I'm forever grateful. That is one of my. It's the first day of Kwanzaa, damn it! Unity,
Unity.
unity. Unity in this bitch. So we appreciate.
So I don't know where HotepCon is going to be this year.
I think they said Vegas again.
I think it's going to be Vegas again. Like Brody's got us such the sweet hookup at Ahern. Like I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be Vegas again. But not far from Florida. Eventually, we will have Anarchon. I'm assuming we are going to have that in
Gonna
Tennessee.
try.
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
think
have that in
shooting
Tennessee
for
if we
late
have it.
fall. I think you said.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope. But yes, it's time for some unity.
For sure.
So we got to go to mass at 8:00.
right,
That's
gonna let you go.
that's in an hour and 15 minutes for us because we're it's Central Time down here. But I love y'all. I really, honestly, I mean all the shit that I said about this. Like that's I don't know. Like it. Sometimes I know people say this shit and it's like a cliche thing. Like it's hard to put into words or some bullshit like that. But like it sometimes becomes difficult to articulate. Like I love you guys. I love you, Marcus. I love you, Nicco.
Love you
I
guys
love
too.
the people in our audience who watch it and listen. And it's really been impactful. Like you guys have really honestly had
Same.
an impact on us. And I hope that you're being here is an indication that we have had somewhat of an impact as well. And
Sure.
hopefully, God help us, it has been positive. But
you never know.
we're trying to be a good influence as much as we can. But I don't know. Marcus has a skull hanging off of his hat, so it's influence is as good as you make it. No, but seriously, like it's all love. Like that's the going back to, and I'm probably gonna end up reading this whole damn thing before it's over with. But when you think about like what love is, okay, so like if God is love, then how can I'm just going to read this. So it says, when creating us, God loved us so much that he made us to his own image and likeness. But when redeeming us, he loved us so much that he made himself to our image. Because that was kind of, so in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like that's like, I get a lot of that from being a parent, that, I'm put in a position to be sort of like a foretaste of like what God is to my kids. I fall way short, but ultimately, like when it comes down to it, like I love my kids like just because they're my kids. Like they came from me. Like I can't. It's. I don't know what it would take, but it hadn't come anywhere close to it for me to not love them. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to explain that because it's a different feeling than I have for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just different. And you can only understand that if you're a parent. Like it's just like it's a whole different vibe. You feel a responsibility and an obligation to do stuff for them, and you also feel a responsibility to help them be everything that they can possibly be. And so in that sense, I also feel like they feed back into me, and like they give me a certain sense of like who I am.
For sure.
And so to that extent, like that's where that thing kind of comes back to for me. So anyway, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on at this point, but
Nah, ramble on, brother.
I'm searching for a way to express the appreciation and the affection that I have for the fact that this place to have these discussions exists in the first place. I don't know anybody else who's doing this. Like I know there are a lot of different podcasts out there that cover a lot of different things about politics and everything else, but and there are even some that do stuff on like religion and spirituality. And
we
stuff.
don't have the imaginary box placed on.
No,
we most definitely will span about any topic,
right? And
well, most topics, okay.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
At the end of the day,
especially if people don't want you to talk about it.
Yeah, no, we love talking about the taboo topics because it's like in a world where they're so okay to take away your censorship, your freedom of speech. I'm okay with speaking about the things they don't want us to talk about. I'll sign language to y'all if I have to, because they have no right to take away people's voices, and people are allowing themselves to put muzzles on their faces, and we aren't those guys. We aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And we're willing to risk a lot at this point, to be honest, to be able to speak on these matters.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you guys for joining us in our redacted talk. And there's nothing but like legit, sincere love that comes from me, and I know it comes from Marcus and it comes from Chad, that you guys are willing to sit and listen to us ramble like some old ass niggas. So,
yes, that's right.
I'm not that old, by the way.
Well, but your soul's old enough, brother. That's what matters.
Yeah,
right.
Your soul's old enough, so you can go on and get on with that.
Yeah, I know I was a dusty nigga from the start. So nothing but love, and appreciate everybody for coming out every Sunday, every time we broadcast. And even if you don't catch the live, you come back and you watch our reruns. I feel as special as the Cosby Show prior to Cosby.
Right. Yeah, we're like we're in syndication now or something like that. But I'll end this whole thing with this. So Marcus sent us these shirts.
Yeah.
I gotta stand up and show my so this is what it's all about, right? So Anarch and Hotep. Like that's where it all kind of finds its foundation is we are ourselves, we own ourselves, and also we are at peace. And we wish nothing but peace, love, and freedom on everyone else. So
that's right. You ready,
with
Chad?
that, Marcus?
Stay free, everyone.
Peace. Love y'all.